All right, you guys. My name is Trees, and I will be your host today. Unfortunately, let's just have a moment of silence for JAVEAYAH Harris. For JAVEAYAH Harris, there has been reports that JAVEAYAH, yes, trigger warning, JAVEAYAH's body has been found. So we're going to do some coverage on this story. We also have footage of Nolan Wells's family, not family, friends, saying that the group of friends that he was with was known for doing substances and having odd, problematic behavior. We are about to just do some coverage, but a moment of silence, if y'all will. Okay. We're going to go straight to the news station that is covering JAVEAYAH. Okay. We're going to go right to that. Hold on. It is a news channel that I follow that has all of the updates for JAVEAYAH. Okay. I hope I spell her name correctly. Here is the press conference right now, and we will be covering it. This is from the actual town.
Believes JAVEAYAH was killed about a month before this 911 call took place. Take a listen.
Aiken County 911, where's your emergency?
Ma'am, I'm at 39 Hillsborough Street. I can't find my baby.
39 Hillsborough Street.
Yes, ma'am. She was outside playing, and I came out here after cooking dinner a little bit, and I'm looking for her, but I don't see her nowhere.
All right, how old is this baby?
She's 4.
All right, what was she wearing?
She has on pink Minnie Mouse pajamas, and she had me in pink beads. She had braids.
Is she black, white, or Hispanic?
She's mixed.
Okay, how long ago did you see her, ma'am? When was the last time you saw her?
I just came out here like no less than 20 to 30 minutes ago. I went in the house to cook dinner, and I told her it's time to come in once it starts getting dark. And when I came out here,
just take a breath for me, okay? I already have them on the way to you, okay? Do you know where she might be heading? Okay, you have any family or friends that live around the area?
No, but she usually try to take our chickens to catch them, and I've been looking through the woods to try to see if I see her, but I don't see her nowhere.
What's your name?
My name is Micheline Harris.
What's her name?
JAVEAYAH Harris.
Harris? I couldn't hear the first name.
JAVEAYAH is spelled JAVEAYAH. And I wasn't out here. I'm 39 weeks pregnant. I can't keep up with her like that.
Okay. And what? Anybody else out there with her? Like that was out there with her? Any friends, kids playing with her?
The way our yard is set up, it's nothing but the dogs and the chickens right here at the back.
All right. Does she have any health issues? Any mental issues? Anything like that?
They suspect that she was autistic, but she just now turned 4, so they don't have no diagnosis all the way.
Okay.
She's very smart, though. She don't seem autistic.
Does she talk?
Yeah, she could carry a full conversation.
Okay, you didn't see any vehicles before you went inside or anything like that?
No, but what worries me is these crackheads that walk in his house behind the house. I don't know. I've always felt weird about them, and I don't know. Hello?
I'm still here, ma'am. Give me just a second.
My call might be breaking up because of where we at.
Okay, what's a good callback number for you, ma'am?
Ma'am, I don't have one. My phone is not on, but I can still call 911.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Okay, I'm on the way to you. Just to confirm, where was she in the house when you saw her last?
No, she wasn't in the house, ma'am. She been playing outside today. And she asked me, can she play for a little bit more before it got dark? And I said yes. And I literally, her bath water is in the tub, ran, and dinner is cooking, and I came out here to get her. And
I have to stop it right now.
Is there a certain place she likes to play outside?
I gotta stop it. This woman is very malicious. This woman is very devious. She tried to paint a picture like she was, this dutiful parent, knowing this is going to be triggering for y'all, for us, knowing she had already deleted this beautiful baby and dismembered her, most likely. Yes. This is sick. Welcome, everybody. She's volunteering a lot of details, y'all. She's volunteering a lot of details. Typically, when people do that, they are, trying to distract you from something. Either they say too little or they give too much. So let's keep on listening to the 911 call that she made over a month. Yes. A week. I'm trying to get to this is live. This is live coverage, y'all, from the police, from the town of Aiken, South Carolina. This is their news station, because I want to have all the facts. I don't want to, speculate, even though we're going to make some speculations. This is from the town. And this is the 911 call that she made. If you guys are just tuning into this story, I'm going to break it all down to y'all. This woman reported her daughter, 4-year-old JAVEAYAH Harris, missing over a month after she knew she did something to her. Okay. The dad was at the laundromat because both of their phones were off, right? They didn't have any service, but they had to talk to each other. They didn't have any service, but she could dial emergency services. We already know that's a feature on most phones. Even though you don't have any money to pay the bill, you do have access to 911. She called 911 over a month. They are speculating, the police authorities are speculating that JAVEAYAH was already gone around May the 1st, possibly. May the 1st. Okay? So these Aiken police officers put in tireless efforts to search for her in the midst of the heat wave. Remember, a week ago and a week before, there were a heat wave, y'all. It was a heat wave. The church, the local church, supported these service members to search for this baby in this sweltering 100-degree weather. Okay? She knew that. But they might as well say by the time she got off the phone with the authorities, her house was surrounded by helicopters and SWAT and everything. She knew what she did to this baby by now. She knew it. Okay? I'm walking y'all through it because some people, y'all just may have heard of this case. It's been very troubling. I really didn't want to talk about it until they found their body, really, because I had this live scheduled for days now, and I kind of really didn't want to report on it until they found the body, and they have. So the husband or the boyfriend, the father, okay, he has an interview as well. We will listen to his interview, okay? And the entire town just jumped into action. Shout out to the town of Aiken, because, you know, we're from up north and we hear so many horror stories in regards to, you know, the South and their races, but none of these servicemen and women, none of them showed any signs of that, you know, talk. They actually, the sheriff was tearing up talking about this baby, you know. And then when they reached the conclusion, because at first this was about finding a missing person, baby who has wandered off playing. Let's finish getting into this 911 call and listen to how her lies are evolving, like she was this dutiful, perfect mother. Listen to this nonsense.
In the chicken coop, and that's usually where I find her every day. And I just looked in here and she's not in here.
Okay. Is there any bodies of water nearby?
I don't know, ma'am. Me and my husband just now purchasing this house. I don't know about this area much, but it's not a good area. I'll tell you that. It's not good.
Okay, you say you searched the woods. Is that behind your house?
Yes, it's like a pathway right behind my house. And we usually take the dog sometimes in the woods to just let them run. And she'll come, so I know she knows about the woods. And but I look down the same pathway that we walk, and I do not see her.
Okay, and you said she was wearing pink Minnie Mouse pajamas. Anything else you may be wearing?
Her beads are pink.
Beads are pink?
Yeah, she's got braids. I mean,
Frida, if you have any information, please reach out. And we are so sorry.
Because she just put on play shoes, but I don't, ma'am, it's not no way that she could have got far.
All right. Do you have any neighbors around the area that you're familiar with she might be going to?
No, we don't talk to none of these people. None of these people, because they all mostly do drugs. I don't associate myself with that.
Have you checked with neighbors to see if they have seen her?
No, ma'am. I'm literally, like, I called you like 10 minutes after I stepped outside. The cops are pulling up right now.
All right, go ahead and talk to them, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, no problem.
So there you go. That is the 911 call from JAVEAYAH Harris's mother, Michaela Herring. Again, that was about a month after deputies believe JAVEAYAH Harris was killed. Because of that call, Michaela Herring has now been charged with falsifying a police report, on top of the homicide by child abuse, and now we know desecration and destruction of human remains. So that is the list of charges she is facing. JAVEAYAH Harris, who is the father of JAVEAYAH Harris, he is charged with the desecration of human remains as well as the homicide by child abuse. Again, that is hard to hear knowing what we know now. The sheriff's office telling us some new details today, and we had talked in the newsroom about what we thought was going to come out of this news conference today. This was worse than anything we had come up with. We thought maybe they had found JAVEAYAH's body. We thought maybe they were going to say they had found human remains they were sending off to test if they might be JAVEAYAH's. This somehow was worse than all of that, telling us today they found human remains, had sent them to the lab. They were consistent with JAVEAYAH's. And then the details of what had happened to JAVEAYAH's body are just hard to listen to. But if you're just joining us, if you may have missed it, Sheriff Marty Sawyer with the Aiken County Sheriff's Office telling us they found remains in Cedar Creek Reservoir up in Fairfield County. They sent those off to the lab. They came back. They believe they are JAVEAYAH's remains. And he says JAVEAYAH's parents, Michelet Herring, Jamaria Harris, tried to went to extensive and deliberate lengths to cover up JAVEAYAH's death. He says they used corrosive chemicals and other tools to accelerate the destruction of JAVEAYAH's body. He says they then poured those remains into Cedar Creek Reservoir in Fairfield County. And God. I don't think I've ever heard poured remains before when talking about disposing of a body.
My God.
He says because of the nature.
I'm going to tell you what that means. My God, my God, my God, my God, my God, my God, my God. They tried to dissolve her body with acid. That's what they did, y'all. This little sweet baby right here, they tried to dissolve her in acid. And whatever was left, so once the flesh becomes liquefied, that's why they use the word poured. My God. Monsters. They were supposed to be her protectors. Poured.
That they found JAVEAYAH's remains in. It's unlikely they'll find any more remains, and it's not possible for them to recover JAVEAYAH's body. So he wanted to thank law enforcement, and that's something we'll take a second here to talk about. 200 plus law enforcement officers have spent God only knows how many hours searching for a body that they were never going to find. They searched 5,000 acres in Aiken County. They searched up in the Great Falls area. They searched, now we know, Cedar Creek Reservoir, but we've been talking about this for a week now. Aiken County Sheriff's Office, SLED, FBI out of Columbia, the Richmond County Sheriff's Office, the Lexington County Sheriff's Office, the Kershaw County Sheriff's Office, the agencies from all over coming together trying to find JAVEAYAH. And this says Tuesday, July 7th, but it goes far before that as well. This call came in on June 30th, and they were out there that night searching for JAVEAYAH. They were out there all of July 1st, 24 straight hours just about searching for JAVEAYAH's body. And then into that Thursday as well, Friday into the weekend. And on Saturday is when we found out they were charging JAVEAYAH's parents. They were arresting JAVEAYAH's parents and charging them with homicide by child abuse and that false police report. And then the arrest warrants come out on Monday. That's what we've got now. And then we continue to learn more information until today they announce they have found human remains that they believe are JAVEAYAH's. This case just continues to take turn after turn. And they are all just sadder and sadder and sadder. The heartbreak of this case has been felt since day one, and it just continues to amplify as we learn new details. It shows that there is some evil out there. There really is evil in this world. If everything the sheriff's office is saying is true, there is certainly some evil out there, and it is walking among us. But I think a good spin on this, a positive thing that we've seen from all this is there is some good out there in this world too, and there's a lot of it. We've seen vigils for JAVEAYAH Harris. We saw one over the weekend. There's another one tonight. There's another one tomorrow. We saw the church, Bethel Baptist. They came together as early as 1:30 on Wednesday morning, I believe it was last week, coming together to try to help out and provide a place for those law enforcement officers, for those agencies to gather, to get food, to get water, to get some cool air because they were out there working in 100-degree weather. They came out, taking a look at the vigil from Sunday. This was in the alley in Aiken. Again, there's another one tonight in Shiloh Heights at 7:30. There's another one tomorrow in Union County at Foster Park at 7 o'clock. So people who never knew JAVEAYAH, who never got the chance to know JAVEAYAH, coming together.
This community is an excellent representation of one band, one sound. We're going to just talk about Nolan. If you guys don't know who Nolan Wells is the young man that has been missing. Okay, we're gonna take because I have to let you know about this. I can't talk to you as if you already know, because some of you guys don't. Some of you guys do. Nolan Wells is a person who has now recently been found. And so far, the sheriff's department has said that there is no foul play. No foul play. Can you imagine this? Nolan Xavier Wells is a young man who was very athletic. To me, this is the reverse story of Metcalf. Okay. This is Nolan Wells. I'm about to share my screen in a second. I want to get a good picture of him. Nolan Wells is an 18-year-old boy young man, I should say. And he disappeared. His friends went to a remote island. Okay. His friends went to a remote island and recovered his phone, but not him, right? This was very odd. There was a white girl who Nolan was rumored to have went off with. Well, the white girl has since lawyered up and has said that Nolan was seen going back to the boat after she spent some time with him. Okay. Let me stop sharing my screen because this site is kind of slow. This is very disheartening, and it could have been prevented. I know people say, well, how could his parents prevented this? Well, some people are oblivious from the cultural disparities that they have within their own communities, because they are in certain tax bracket or they're living amongst certain people. But I want you to know that there is always a clear and present danger when you are a Black person in America. I'm going to say that again. There is always a clear and present danger when you are a Black person in America. All right. Here's a better picture of Nolan and his mother, who is also Asian. Okay. Let me share my screen. Nolan went missing after a trip to a Mississippi island on the 4th of July. Here is Nolan right here. Nolan is right here. Here's his mother. Nolan, I'm sure, thought that he was one of the good old boys. Well, he's now has turned up unalived. All of his so-called friends are lawyered up. One of his friends' parents is a judge. Do you think Nolan will get justice? I don't think he will. Absolutely not. And already they are speaking of what his behavior was while he was out visiting friends. Well, how was he acting? Was he belligerent? Was he drinking? Why was he on the land and not the boat? Instead of saying, how is people know why this young man is not with us anymore, they are questioning his behavior and what he did to deserve to be dead. I'm going to refresh my screen because I don't see y'all comments at all. And I know y'all are commenting. Let me refresh my screen. I'll be right back. Guys, I am back. Okay, StreamYard is acting a little off. But listen, talk to your children. Talk to your children. Okay? Talk to your children. StreamYard is acting up a little bit, guys, but I am here so I can break this story down to you. So you guys, Nolan had went on an excursion with his so-called friends to this Mississippi island. He did not return. They gave his parents no explanation, his father in particular. No explanation, just said, yeah, Nolan didn't come back. Now, mind you, there was no cell phone service on this island. So people say, well, this is going to be easy to be solved. Just triangulate the locations of where they were all together, and you will be able to find him. Well, it's not that simple, because they knew it was no cell phone service on this island. The sheriff have questioned everyone so far, and they said there is no evidence of foul play. However, are they really digging? Everybody has lawyered up. Even the young lady who said she was spending time with Nolan, right, at the party. I'm going to play some audio of the altercation in which they claim happened on the island, where the people that Nolan was on a boat with, because you could not access this island without a private boat. So some people say, because it's kind of garbled, I'm going to play both versions of the audio. I'm going to play the audio in which it's just the original, and then I'm going to play the audio in which certain voices have been isolated. Okay? I did my research, you guys. I did, because I wanted to break this story down, and I want you guys to have all of the facts. So I'm going to play the audio of the altercation from the island. Here we go. It sounds like somebody said, give me my effing phone. And it also sounds like somebody said, you're not getting on the boat. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, you guys. But what we will do is keep our eye on this case. Yes, hello. All right. Okay, let's go back to the press conference, you guys.
Video suggests a possible altercation before the friends left Wells behind. One friend is the child of a judge, and all of them.
You hear that? Child of a judge. I'm trying to play this. I don't know. It's because we are getting bad weather, you guys.
To mourn this little girl, who again investigators believe was killed a month ago now, about give or take a month ago, and her parents again charged with her death. So we've got about 15 minutes till our noon show here. Let's just go ahead and play Sheriff Sawyer's news conference one more time. We'll come back and wrap it up, and then we'll have the latest from Will and Sydney at midday.
Good morning. I'm Marty Sawyer, and I'm the sheriff in Aiken County. Thank you for being here today, especially the citizens of Aiken. Can I come in? Thank you for being here. And I'm here to provide an update on the investigation that we've been investigating the death of 4-year-old JAVEAYAH Harris. These updates never get easier to share. This past week has been heart-wrenching for everyone. For everyone in Aiken County, and a massive joint law enforcement effort to search for and now to seek justice for JAVEAYAH Harris. Personally, there's some very harsh words that I would like to use about Jamaria and Michela and their actions. But I will not do that. And I will not do that to protect and maintain the integrity of this case.
I'm going to speed it up.
But I will tell you this. I will not refer to them as mom and dad or mother.
I know that's right.
They don't deserve that title.
They don't. They do not deserve that title. My God. And she just had a baby. This is the thing, y'all. It's a lot of moving parts to this case. The day that she made that 911 call is the day she went into labor. Yes. The day she didn't go into labor when she was cutting this baby's body up.
I stand before you saying this is one of the most difficult, deeply disturbing, and emotionally taxing investigations this office has ever worked, and it's weighed heavily on the sheriff's office, all these other law enforcement agencies, all these people behind me that's worked tirelessly to bring this to an end, and it's weighed heavily on our community. I am truly sickened to share what this investigation has uncovered. From the moment JAVEAYAH was reported missing, the sheriff's office, as well as our law enforcement partners and first responders, we responded with urgency determination, and compassion. What started as an exhaustive and complex search quickly grew to something that I would have never imagined. Now understand, I cannot discuss all the details. Understand that I cannot discuss all the specific details in this case. But at this time, I can share that a few
Poor baby.
human remains were recovered in an area known as Cedar Creek Reservoir, also known as Stumpy Pond in Fairfield County. These remains were immediately sent to the State Law Enforcement Division, and through analysis, the DNA of the remains are consistent with being the biological offspring of JAVEAYAH and Michaela. I want to also share with you that through forensic evidence, statements, and analysis, extensive and deliberate efforts were made to destroy and conceal evidence following JAVEAYAH's death.
Extensive.
Our information reveals the use of corrosive chemicals and other tools that were used to accelerate the destruction of her little body.
Oh, baby. Trigger warning, y'all.
After this was completed, these two individuals poured what remains were left of JAVEAYAH into the Cedar Creek Reservoir. These subjects went through great lengths to cover their repulsive and revolting actions.
My God. Kiss y'all babies.
In my 37-year career in law enforcement, I have never, ever heard of anything so horrific. As a result of this information, it's unlikely that the entirety of JAVEAYAH's body or any other
all they had to do was call 911 and take her to the hospital. But they went through these lengths to get rid of that baby.
And I'll say this again, we had all hoped and prayed to find her body, but with the information we've uncovered, that's simply not possible. I want to also announce additional charges for destruction and desecration of human remains have been filed against these two individuals. I know this is heartbreaking for anyone who's followed this case.
Yes, trigger warning. Yeah, Judge.
Heartbreaking for
all up, Judge. Yeah. My God.
For all the law enforcement across the state that's worked on this case, countless hours to find every piece of evidence with the hope of bringing JAVEAYAH home.
Oh, this trial
is heartbreaking for our community.
Century.
Our commitment has been to pursue the truth, regardless of how difficult it may be. While no announcement can lessen the profound loss in this case, our commitment remains unchanged. Today, it's not only about the evidence recovered, it's about a child whose life was taken far too soon. While today marks a painful chapter in this case, it does not end our work. Our investigators will continue to pursue every lead, examine every piece of evidence, and work closely with the Second Circuit Solicitor's Office to ensure that justice for JAVEAYAH is pursued.
I don't know what it is in this county.
I ask you to pray. Pray for JAVEAYAH and her extended family.
Yes, God.
Our staff.
Please cover them, God.
All these other law enforcement agencies and this community.
Cover them, Lord, please.
Again, I want to thank all these law enforcement partners, local, state, federal, other first responders who assisted in this case.
God.
But from the time I announced at my last press conference that the investigation had taken us outside of Aiken County, I specifically want to thank the State Law Enforcement Division, South Carolina DNR, and Sheriff Will Montgomery and the Fairfield County Sheriff's Office. These DNR divers spent hours and hours and hours searching. Finally, I want to again thank our community. Throughout this investigation, you've demonstrated compassion,
my God,
encouragement, patience, and prayers.
I'm so sick to my stomach.
We recognize the emotional impact this case has had on so many, and we thank you for standing with us. Together, this community has shown that even in the face of tragedy,
not one parent, but both of them,
compassion, unity, and service remain stronger than the darkness we've encountered.
Let me say this, y'all.
I'm going to take a few questions, but if it didn't come from a press release, you're probably not going to get much more.
They are not going to compromise the integrity of the case. So they're not going to tell us everything that they have. But best believe this trial is going to be like no other. Now, y'all thought JAVEAYAH Harris trial was something. We will be covering this trial. Because I'm sure before the parents confessed, they probably only confessed because they were communicating back and forth with their phones, is my hypothesis. And based off of what was shown in the phones, I believe, so far, we don't know, is it was graphic, pictorial evidence that showed it was because they are already saying they declared her death without a body. They declared her death without a body, which tells us that they had to have known by other substantiated evidence that there was a body to be looked for. Which also, when they said death by child abuse, tells us that they have overwhelming evidence that they know that she was no longer with us. Okay? So whatever that be, and I'm just thinking that maybe it was on the phones, the mother and the father communicating at some point. Because we know at the end, towards the end of the investigation of searching for Baby J, we're going to call her Baby J, we know that their phones were off. And the husband, which we're going to get into that interview, not the husband, but the baby's father, okay, we're going to get into his interview. And we're going to see his lies. Because, see, it's just messed up all over the place. But if it was one, it didn't weigh on his conscience. It didn't weigh on his conscience at no point. But instead, he helped her. And from what they were trying to say, because they always try to say it's an accident. They always try to say it was an accident. If, in fact, it was an accident, then why not call 911? Why not get that baby some help? Instead, they denied her the medical attention that she needed and then watched her fade away. Watched her fade away. Let's see JAVEAYAH's father interview, and you guys can make y'all assumptions because we're going to be a one-stop shop for both of these stories. I'm going to take you here and I'm going to take you there. We're going to work our way up to time. So let's see the lies that JAVEAYAH's father told. Amen. Okay. And I'm pulling that up as we speak, you guys. And then we'll go back to the press conference. What is this? I just tried to, we're having inclement weather. And so my CP is going a little bit slow. And I think it's the internet. So please forgive us. I'm trying to bring this to you the best way that we can. And typically it runs faster than this. But hey, we're going to do what we can with the best we have. Okay, y'all? StreamYard, because we will be having to come live a little bit more. If y'all want to send donations for the StreamYard, y'all can. $AATTZ. Okay, so the major red. I don't know this channel. This guy name is Joseph Morris. I'm just going to share it because he got the interview on here. Shout out to Joseph Morris. I just want to I wish I had the isolated interview with the dad. Okay. So bear with me on this one. This ninja net is really acting crazy. You know what? I want to go to Carlos King, because Carlos King interview. Let me support Carlos King, because honestly, he gives a great breakdown as well. Shout out to Carlos King. Yeah, it's stalling. Carlos is spelled with a U. Okay, Carlos. Are y'all okay, you guys? This is I don't know if it's the internet or if it's StreamYard. Please bear with me. Maybe if I upgrade, we won't have these problems. I don't know. I don't know.
YouTube, I'm back again with another video right now. Look, we have some
So this is Carlos King.
interesting updates pertaining to JAVEAYAH Harris right now.
I want to get to the dad's interview. Yes, come in.
Get all of your information, and we're going to talk about this as the video progresses. But this is what the news had to say about everything that's going on right now. And they are directly connected with, I can't say connected, but they get their information directly from the correct sources. But also an arrest warrant was released, and I may put that at the end of this.
Dispatchers asked if JAVEAYAH had any health issues. Herring mentions autism, but no formal diagnosis had been made. She says, quote, she is very smart. She can carry on a full conversation. In the call, Herring also says that she is 39 weeks pregnant, telling dispatchers she cannot keep up with her daughter the way she normally would.
Me and my husband just now purchased in this house. I don't know about this area much, but it's not a good area. I'll tell you that. It's not good.
Okay, you say you searched the woods. Is that behind your house?
Yes, it's like a pathway right behind my house. And we usually take the dog sometimes in the woods to just let them run.
In true Karen form.
And she'll come. So
in true Karen form, she's going to try to blame the substance infected area. Okay. You know, oh, these sea heads, you know, is around here and it's a bad area. No, you're the bad mother.
charged with filing a false police report, and on her warrants for that charge, they also mentioned that the mother had said that JAVEAYAH was abducted. They conducted interviews. They found out that that wasn't true, and then that's when the mother also said that that she had gotten rid of JAVEAYAH's in another location. But going back to that 911 call, it is completely not true. So you hear the entire story as she's telling dispatchers. It's just unbelievable and shocking to hear that entire story happen, knowing what we know now. And she gave an entire description of JAVEAYAH that night, even saying that she talked to her and that JAVEAYAH said that she wanted to play outside a little bit longer and didn't want to come inside. The mother also saying that JAVEAYAH was wearing pink Minnie Mouse pajamas and had pink beads in her hair that night. So giving a very descriptive image of what JAVEAYAH looked like when she had gone missing. We know that's not true at this point, and that she had been deceased for at least a month before that 911 call happened. It's just unbelievable.
And knowing what happened in response to that 911 call, the massive search that started that Tuesday night, the hundreds of law enforcement that showed up to Bethel Baptist Church, which is the staging area that they met at before starting the search each day, knowing the amount of resources that went into the search, the thousands of acres that they covered, and the strangers that were worried about this little girl, wanting to find her, holding on to hope that she was out there somewhere. And well, we've said this time and time again, but the community response to this, I mean, even right now, you can hardly go on social media and not see JAVEAYAH's face or her name. And that just goes to show you how worried this community was for this little 4-year-old girl who none of us knew this time last week. I mean, the memorial that is set up outside of our house, you see it right here with the Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse balloons, the pink candles, the stuffed animals. It really touches your heart to see how she has brought just a group of complete strangers together, all who were just worried about this little girl and wanted to find her.
And they still want her to come home tonight as the search for 4-year-old JAVEAYAH Harris continues. Zaina.
And for the parents, here's what comes next. Her parents will have a bond hearing in circuit court within the next 30 days. They have another 9 days to file paperwork for a preliminary hearing. Herring's first court appearance is September 18th. Harris's first appearance is September 19th. As for JAVEAYAH, authorities believe her body is located nearly a couple hours away north near the edges of Chester and Fairfield counties.
Yeah, they've been searching around the Great Falls area for several days and still no sign of JAVEAYAH as of yet. Your Meredith Anderson is out there once again with the latest.
This appears to be the concentrated area where investigators are searching for 4-year-old JAVEAYAH Harris's body. I'm standing at the entrance. It's access to the Debutary Creek. It is a creek that feeds into the Rocky Creek Lake. It is an area that is also known as Stumpy Pond here, and it's because of all of the stumps and trees that are in the water. It makes the area good for fishing, but it makes it difficult to navigate, and that's likely what investigators are dealing with. But the problem today has been rain. When we first arrived, there were thunderstorms. We've been looking at radar, and it appears as though some more weather could be coming in the area. So this is a break in the action, which is allowing investigators to get drones in the air and have better access to the water that they're searching. We have seen a number of cars coming and going. No one is getting down this access road unless you are law enforcement. So to give you an idea, we are outside the search area and we're kind of monitoring who's coming and going. I can tell you DNR has the biggest presence here, at least from what I've seen, but we've also seen the Fairfield County Sheriff's Office. We've seen Fairfield County firefighters going back and forth, and we've also seen a number of unmarked cars. So we're not sure which agencies are involved, although we do know that SLED has also been here as well. Something else too, when I was here Saturday, when I first got here, I wasn't alone. JAVEAYAH Harris's family members, who actually live not too far from here, just up the road, came here as well. And they came here in tears. They were heartbroken. They wanted information. Some of them had found out about this over social media. So they saw law enforcement presence and they came to ask questions and get answers. Sadly, they have not been given any answers. We have not had any updates. I'm just able to tell you what I've seen as I've been out here. And I will continue to stay out here and monitor the search efforts today. But for now, that's the very latest here at the Fairfield County, Chester County line in South Carolina. Meredith Anderson on your side.
Frida.
Meredith, thank you. And outside of JAVEAYAH's home, a memorial grows to remember her there. People left candles, flowers, stuffed animals, Minnie Mouse balloons, and more. We've been talking about the community outpour in JAVEAYAH and the search for her. Will, you were actually there at the vigil, which also had a lot of people there to come out.
Yeah, there were hundreds of people there last night. It was just incredible to see that community support. And if there are any more in the future, we'll keep.
Okay, so now that y'all can see that, y'all heard those bits and clips of what the mother was saying. Y'all can hear a lot of different things. Right? Now, I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. They don't want us to know what they did.
Yeah.
They said, I heard that they didn't go get her medical assistance when she needed it. So she was basically suffering, in my personal opinion, allegedly. She was suffering the whole time. And at some point, she didn't make it. Now, they said that the baby was born when this occurred. I don't know what the hell they were going through or what the hell was going on. People are trying to say that the dude did something to her, to the baby, and the mother tried to cover it up.
No,
saying,
no.
vice versa.
That's
She
not
did
what
something and the
happened.
daddy tried to
It's
cover it
the
up and shit like
mother.
that. Just let the facts come out.
Thank you,
All I know
Carlos.
right now is
Thank
they
you,
did
Carlos.
what they
They was trying to say that the father did something. No, we want to believe that women are not capable of such horrific crimes. We want to believe that, you know, this is toxic masculinity, and come to find out it is, from what we know now, the mother who was abusing this baby. I don't know what the father did, except after the fact is help cover it up, which is just as horrific. However, I'm trying to find.
Okay, I already have them on the way to you. Okay, do you know where she might be heading? Okay, you have any family or friends that live around the area?
I'm trying to find.
No, but she usually try to chase our chickens to catch them, and I've been looking through the woods to try to see if I see her, but I don't see her.
I think
nowhere.
it's going Grizzly.
What's your name?
I'm going to let this play, but I'll be on another tab. I think Grizzly has the father's interview.
My name is Mr. Harris.
What's her name?
JAVEAYAH Harris.
Harris? I couldn't hear the first name.
JAVEAYAH is spelled JAVEAYAH. And I wasn't out here. I'm 39 weeks pregnant. I can't keep up with her like that.
Girls.
Okay.
She's trying herself on.
Anybody else out there with her? Like that was out there with her? Any friends? Kids playing with her?
The way our yard is set up, it's nothing but the dogs and the chickens right here at the back.
Right. Does she have any health issues? Any mental issues? Anything like that?
They suspected she was autistic, but she just now turned 4, so they don't have no diagnosis all the way.
Okay.
But she's very smart, though. She don't seem autistic.
Does she talk?
Kids can be smart and autistic.
She can carry a full conversation.
Girl.
Okay, you didn't see any vehicles before you went inside or anything like that?
No, but what worries me is these crackheads that walk in his house behind the house. I don't know. I've always felt weird about them, and I don't know. Hello?
I'm still here, ma'am. Give me just a second.
My call might be breaking up because where we at.
Okay. What's a good callback number for you, ma'am?
Ma'am, I don't have one. My phone is not on, but I can still call 911.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm on the way to you. Just to confirm,
she's so fake.
Where was she in the house when you saw her last?
No, she wasn't in the house, ma'am. She been playing outside today. And she asked me, can she play for a little bit more before it got dark? And I said yes. And I literally, her bath water is in the tub, ran, and dinner is cooking, and I tried to get her. And I can't even find her.
Okay, is there a certain place she likes to play outside?
Girl.
Usually in the chicken coop, and that's usually where I find her every day. And I just looked in here, and she's not in here.
Okay. Is there any bodies of water nearby?
I don't know, ma'am. Me and my husband just now purchased in this house. I don't know about this area much, but it's not a good area. I'll tell you that. It's not good.
Okay, you say you searched the woods. Is that behind your house?
Yes, it's like a pathway right behind my house. And we usually take the dog sometimes in the woods to just let them run. And she'll come, so I know she knows about the woods. And but I look down the same pathway that we walk, and I did not see her.
Okay, and you said she was wearing Minnie Mouse pajamas. Anything else you may be wearing?
Yeah, her beads are pink.
Beads are pink?
Yeah, she's got braids. I mean, I don't know if she got on Crocs or with shoes, because she just puts on play shoes, but I don't, ma'am, it's not no way that she could have got far.
This is crazy.
Right.
A whole
do you have any neighbors around the area that you're familiar with she might be going to?
No, we don't talk to none of these people. None of these people, because they all mostly do drugs. I don't associate myself with that.
I don't associate myself with that.
Have you checked with neighbors to see if they have seen her?
No, ma'am. I'm literally, I called you 10 minutes after I stepped outside. The cops are pulling up right now.
All right, go ahead and talk to them, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, no problem.
Let's go here.
Okay, now that you heard what she had to say.
Let's go here.
So I want to know your thoughts on the things on that. It's just sad that she lied like that.
Shout out to Carlos.
So manipulative. And that's why I was just saying in my other video that they're going to make.
I was researching this, y'all. I was researching this, and Grizzly, I believe, has the audio of the father. I want y'all to hear that. Okay. I think Grizzly has it. I'm going to start writing down the timestamps. Because we heard from the mother, but the father, we heard her lying, so.
And get like, y'all winning, I wish. What you all ate look good, Ash. And then he said, where my niece at? Did you all not include her? So there were questions about, wait, where's JAVEAYAH? Then it says, show Maria, tell him, send me his.
So the family was asking where the little girl was while they was out living their lives.
We ate candle wings and Philly. I had wings and okra. It was good. Or okra. I feel ready to give birth. Lol, tired of being this big. I'm ready for you to get your girlfriend or GF2. We can go on double dates, fishing dates, botanical garden dates, zoo, all of that. He said, when you do, yes, just waiting for the right one for me. And then on the right there, there's this picture that she had apparently sent on allegedly, right, on May 4th of 2026, and said, they said July 15th. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it that long. I'm too ready for the baby to come because somebody else needs to play pirates with JAVEAYAH. I'm tired. Now, that's possible. That picture really was from May 4th, right? Why? Because June 30th, the 911 call was made. If you go a month back, that's like, May 30th. So yeah, beginning May, she was probably still around. So this is in South Carolina. The search for JAVEAYAH's body is ongoing. Okay, it's an active and ongoing investigation, but it's shifted from a large-scale public volunteer effort to a more focused law enforcement operation. Authorities are concentrating on a specific area of interest outside Aiken County, reportedly wooded terrain near Great Falls with sled helicopter support. They believe her body is somewhere in that location based on evidence. So I'm thinking cell phone pings or something, but it's not yet been recovered. Shame. They said Sheriff Sawyer emphasized that they will continue until she's found and brought home. You can contact the Aiken County Sheriff's office. They gave the number of 803-502-5200. I'll put it in the description box. It's also on screen if you want to screenshot it, or you can call 911. If you know anything, find anything. If you haven't yet said something, maybe you got ring cam, dash cam, maybe you lived in the area and you've heard things. I don't know, whatever it is.
Okay, can y'all see the new screen?
Help the case, right? Because they are still looking.
Because on my end, it doesn't have the new screen. I still see Carlos.
Now, what I'm going to show you is, first, I'm going to show you the clips that I put together for you, which is going to be that little clip of JAVEAYAH.
Put a one if y'all can
we're going
see
to hear what the father said to a local news reporter, and that was
can't see
apparently
the
on
new
July
screen. All right, let
3rd,
me.
so right before the arrest,
I don't know what the hell is going on with StreamYard. This is really aggravating. This is why I postponed the live before. Let me try it again. Okay, the new screen. I didn't know y'all couldn't see it. I'm sharing the new screen. Let me know if y'all can see it. It must be StreamYard, because it told me that y'all could see it.
I say that, and I was going to get.
Here it is. Here it is. I found it, y'all. Just bear with us, please, because it's not me. It's the StreamYard.
Six, like late, maybe like early 7.
This is what I was sharing. It told me that y'all could see it.
To the house, maybe around 7:15, because my girl and my daughter said they wanted.
Yeah, it's bad weather, y'all.
Like she wanted some suckers and she wanted cookies, and I went to like three.
Sir, you're lying. Sorry, I see some of the closed captioning is a bit covered by the pictures. Oh, you went to go get some candy, for your girlfriend and your daughter, did you? Liar.
3 stores maybe in between those times. Go get gas, Black Miles, and I went and got some drinks, like some little Mad Dogs and stuff like that. And when I left and I went back to dry the clothes because I was watching them. I was sitting there for a little minute, and I ended up going to another store. Like these 3 stores that I'm saying, like I sold the 3 stores already, but I went to a store last, and I was back at the washing machine that was right beside the Circle K. Then when I was at the Circle K, I was seeing a lot of police and stuff going through, and I was wondering. I was like, a lot of stuff goes on in Aiken to where like you could up as police or whatever, but I didn't know that it was my house. But my girlfriend, at the time, she didn't have service. She didn't have service on her phone, so she couldn't call me to let me know anything that was going on. So she just ended up calling 911. So when I came back to the house, before I got on my road, I seen a police truck with a drone out, And that's when I started speeding up because I was like, it's something going down like close to my house. When I got to turn on my road, I seen a whole bunch of police like right at my house. So that's when I hurried up and I got to the house and I was like, what's going on? I thought my girlfriend was in labor because she was supposed to have a baby. You know what I'm saying? Soon. So she ended up having a child that same night on July 1st. But she came up crying to me saying, JAVEAYAH missing. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I kind of freaked out. And
really, because the prosecutors are alleging that they planned to call 911. I think it would be after she gave birth. Why? Because they knew once Michaela gave birth to the new baby, all of the family would want pictures, they'd want videos, they'd want to come visit, all of that. And they're like, oh crap, we're going to have to, let's just wait till I give birth. So that in case I get arrested, I'm not going, this is now speculating online, right?
Yes.
She didn't want to give birth in jail. She didn't want anyone to ask questions. So
that is very important that we clock that T. Because investigators say that JAVEAYAH was gone around May the 1st to possibly the 15th, right? And why now? Why call 911 to enlist this futile search in which she already knew what she did to that baby? Now, shout out to Grizzly True Crime, because as I was researching, as I wanted to put it all together so you guys can have all of the bits and pieces, because it's scattered throughout the internet. So, you know, we're struggle streaming, it's bad weather, but we're going to get the facts to you. Shout out to her. Not only did she go to the family's post to see what the family was saying, we have evidence. According to the sheriff's department in Aiken, South Carolina, they knew that she was already gone upon the second or third day of this search. Okay, they covered over 3,000 acres of land via helicopter, drones, and grid searches with people boots on the ground, you guys. Okay, and whatever they gathered on the second or third day of the search led them to believe that the parents were the perpetrators of this baby being gone. Okay, Baby J, we're gonna call her. So let's listen to the father's interview. And thank you, Judge, because you're very critical of me. Thank you. I'm trying my best because we struggle streaming right now. StreamYard probably want me to give them some money, but we're gonna do it for free right now.
So allegedly the plan was wait till I give birth and then we call 911 on the same day we report JAVEAYAH missing. Like, oh my goodness. Okay.
The detectives were telling me I couldn't go look and stuff like that because they didn't want me to mess up the area or whatever. But that's basically what happened up until all of this came about.
Okay. Is she known to run away? Like, has there been past issues with that with her? Or is she known to do that?
No, she does not run away, but I will say that she's friendly. Like, she's friendly, like she doesn't like, it's not a stranger danger thing where.
Here we go.
It's not like oh, get away from me. Like, she didn't get that. She didn't understand it. She was just all friendly to everybody. She was see it, right? Like, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Yes, sir, no, sir. Like, that's what she do. We raised her great.
We raised her great.
She was a real smart kid. That's why, like,
was, yep. He's already using past tense.
Yeah, speaking, firstly, there's a narrative like, okay, deep breath, and then, okay, so here's what happened, and then it's just this huge story. It's like, I went to the laundromat, and I was at the Circle K, and then I saw these police cars, and I went to the house, and, you know. Okay.
Oh, thank you, Frida.
We know how this
I said I had to.
Talking about her in past tense. And then
I had to talk about it.
Inserting all these narratives of what could have gone wrong. Like, oh, my, maybe she just walked up to some stranger, and they took her, right? Is what he's implying.
They had me kind of, like, messed up, because they were saying this.
Oh, thank you. Right oh, thank you, Judge.
Like, yeah, she was like, since she's autistic, and like that was like immediately like mess. I don't want to cuss, but that was.
Thank y'all for being here and liking this video.
Of my child to try to describe her.
What's a good? Is she autistic or is she on the spectrum at all? Is that true?
She was on the spectrum when she was born, but they said that she couldn't be tested until she was 4 years old.
Okay, so it's on. You guys just don't know.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
See, I don't understand that.
And she's never given a sign that she is, you know, autistic.
I would like to know, what did the doctor, because the assessments when a baby is born, it's a scale that they use to try to gauge a baby's functionality. Okay. when they're first born and they have a score, right? And so when he says, oh, when she was born, she was autistic. I don't get that. And I'm a nurse. For you guys that don't know, most of y'all do know because y'all supported me for years. It's an APGAR score, but it's about, physical and neurological evaluations, right? And definitely it might give you some type of precursors as to, they just like test your vital signs, your lungs, the shape of your head, the circumference, stuff like that. So when he says at birth she was autistic, and then we're going to check at 4 years old. Now, I believe the 4-year-old part, because typically a lot of the signs and symptoms don't present until they have, matured in childhood. However, when he says, oh yeah, she was diagnosed at birth, you can't really diagnose autism at birth. I mean, you can diagnose congenital abnormalities or anomalies at birth, but for him to say this, obviously, he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, basically.
Very like she's talking better
Then why do you think it?
than me.
Yes, why do you think it? I like Grizzly.
Understood.
I like that
So
lady.
you guys had no idea what could have happened to her.
I have no clue. Like, sir.
Sorry.
I don't like. It's really wild. But I had, like I said, I gave all these this information about people snooping around the house late.
No, she was not nonverbal.
Like, from Friday, well, Thursday really, but from Friday to Monday, I had to work. Like, I was working night shifts, and every time I
to do with anything.
My girl would like, when she would tell me like, oh, it's been people doing this, and then the third round, how they can call, like they be on the phone with people like around the house, like.
So he's trying to give himself an alibi.
Things like that, and like, I've been telling them that, but.
How are you doing through all of this?
I mean, I didn't got.
It's okay.
I didn't got a little bit of it out, but it's like.
Look, he about to try to make himself cry.
It's killing me.
Boy.
It's killing me, like, because, like, I mean, you see stuff like this often, but you don't expect to be.
Oh my God, Lord. Ooh.
It is the mother. Is she your wife?
No, she's not my wife. She was my girlfriend.
Okay. How is she doing?
She's still a little tore, but she's making it. She's trying to stay calm because we just, like I said, we just recently had a child. She had to go, like, really go in labor early because all the stress that was going down. She had that baby. All of this happened.
Miss Herring, you've been.
Wow, how interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
The timing. She had the baby that night after we called 911.
Yeah,
sure did. Stories. You guys are like, you said, wait, where was that? My BS meter, there we go, Angela, just went off the charts, right? Anyway, of course, they are innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law. I think in the court of
they're guilty. They already confessed.
Big side eye for you.
They confessed.
Okay, so here is when they were in court. We'll first look at some clips from the mother in court. Just I'm showing you where she spoke. I've already linked the full hearings for you if you want to go watch the full ones yourself. There's not too much other information. It's really just the judge talking, and everything that I summarize in my presentation, is what he says.
Shout out
to Grizzly. So I'm going to show you this, and then one of him as well, and then we'll go look at the press.
Charged with
map time first.
Homicide by child abuse.
Homicide by child abuse. My God.
If convicted, it carries up 20 years to life in prison. You understand that? You've also been charged with filing false police report of a felony violation. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
It carries up to 5 years in prison or a $5,000 fine. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm
pissed off. Qualify for a court-appointed attorney, or are you going to retain the services? Are you going to retain the services of your own legal counsel?
Yes, Ferry does.
I can get public assistance.
Okay. So answer a couple of questions for me. Are you employed?
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to put y'all comments on the screen, but it's lagging.
Transcom?
Yes, sir.
Do you get paid weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly?
Bi-weekly.
And on average, what do you typically bring home every 2 weeks?
Yep, Judge. Clock it. And Frida lives in that county. We got to pray for Frida, y'all.
So just one?
Yes, sir.
Does he do anything to contribute to the financial status of the home?
He work at DHL.
All right, this time, you make too much money to qualify for a court-appointed attorney.
Okay.
So you're going to need to retain services of legal counsel on your own.
But this going to change because they said she doesn't qualify,
also,
right?
have a first court
But this will
appearance
change
set up
because she
for
will no
September
longer have
18th of this
income,
year,
correct?
in the main
Okay.
courtroom at the Aiken County Judicial Center, 109 Park Avenue,
Yep,
Southeast.
I believe it too, Judge.
If you're able to bond out, then you'll need to be there for this first appearance.
Yep.
If
Such a shame, my God.
On these charges, Sheriff's Office will.
And let me tell you this. Let me stop it right quick. The rumor has it. I don't know how true this is, but you know, the family get to talking. And we need to go over those text messages that Grizzly put up on the screen about the whereabouts of this baby, because that's also going to lead to speculation. Let's go back to these messages, right? These messages right here. Right here. Look, we got the digging. Look at it. It is alleged from sources close to the family, or the family is, you know, talking to people. And it's alleged that the little girl had an accident and she beat her mercilessly. And instead of, you know, getting her assistance, I don't know how, like, oh my God, that's so triggering for me. Instead of, you know, calling emergency services to get her help, the baby sat there and suffered and succumbed to her injuries, is what I'm gathering. So from that beating, and according to the father, he already put himself at work. I work overnight, this and that, blah, blah, blah. So whenever she had this accident, that's why the mother is saying that she was in her Mickey Mouse pajamas the last time she seen her. Now, if she was out playing, why would she have on Mickey Mouse pajamas? Doesn't make sense. But the mother is telling on herself because she would probably have had on the Mickey Mouse pajamas at the time that she was abusing her. Amen. Clock it. She was in Mickey Mouse pajamas outside playing in the middle of the day while you was making dinner. So at no point did you change her clothes. Clock it. Get out of here.
Allegedly, a pinch of salt, grain of salt, allegedly, big alleged, unverified, I don't know, it's from Facebook, but allegedly, JAVEAYAH's uncle posted these screenshots of messages between him and the child's mother on Facebook saying that she said, I'm big as a cow, Junebug, and apparently Junebug was the nickname for the uncle. And he said, you're ready to give birth now, it looks like. And he said, y'all too perfect, gots to get right and get like y'all winning, I wish. What y'all ate look good, Ash. And then he said, where my niece at? Did you all not include her? So there were questions about, wait, where's JAVEAYAH? Then it says, show Maria, tell him, send me his. And then apparently the mother said, dang, Junebug, that looks good. We ate panda wings and Philly. I had wings and okra. It was good. Or okra. I feel ready to give birth. Lol, tired of being this big. I'm ready for you to get your girlfriend or GF2. We can go on double dates, fishing dates, botanical garden dates, zoo, all of that. He said, when you do, yes, just waiting for the right one for me. And then on the right there, there's this picture that she had apparently sent on May 4th of 2026, and said, they said July 15th. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it that long. I'm too ready for the baby to come because somebody else needs to play pirates with JAVEAYAH. I'm tired.
I gotta make Judge
possible. That picture really was from May 4th, right? Why? Because June 30th, the 911 call was made. If you go a month back, that's like, you know, May 30th. So yeah, beginning May, she was probably still around. So this is in South Carolina. The search for JAVEAYAH's body is ongoing. Okay, it's an active and ongoing investigation, but it's shifted from a large-scale public volunteer effort to a more focused law enforcement operation. Authorities are concentrating on a specific area of interest outside Aiken County, reportedly wooded terrain near Great Falls with sled helicopter support. They believe her body is somewhere in that location based on evidence. So I'm thinking cell phone pings or something, but it's not yet been recovered. Shame. They said Sheriff Sawyer emphasized that they will continue until she's found and brought home. You can contact the Aiken County Sheriff's Office. They gave the number of 803-502-5200. I'll put it in the description box. It's also on the screen if you want to screenshot it, or you can call 911 if you know anything, find anything. If you haven't yet said something, maybe you got ring cam, dash cam, maybe you lived in the area and you've heard things, I don't know, whatever it is, it could really help the case, right? Because they are still looking for the body of JAVEAYAH. which is just so sad. I mean, 4 years old. Now, what I'm going to show you is, first, I'm going to show you the clips that I put together for you, which is going to be that little clip of JAVEAYAH. Then we're going to hear what the father said to a local news reporter, and that was apparently on July 3rd, so right before the arrest, you know. He was talking. Oh, you want to talk to the media? Okay, we're listening. And I'm also going to show you clips from the bond hearing, just the highlights. Then we'll do some map time and look at the latest press conference. So let us bring up this compilation I put together for you.
Hey. Look at that baby.
Which
Look at that baby.
Baby. Okay, I got around five-ish, and my daughter was outside playing, my girl was out there watching her. She was in and out the house. I say that. And I was going to get up to wash the clothes.
This is the father, y'all.
What else can I say? I left the house around 6, like
on July 3rd.
Maybe like early 7. It was probably around like 6, and I got back to the house maybe around 7:15 because my girl and my daughter said they wanted some candy, like she wanted some suckers and she wanted some cookies, and I had went to like three.
Sir,
elaborate lie. Elaborate.
Closed captioning is a bit covered by the pictures. Oh,
look how detailed his lies was, y'all.
For your.
I just gotta keep playing it because it's so
liar.
Stores maybe in between those times. Go get gas, Black Miles, and I got some drinks, like some little and stuff like that. And when I left and I went back to dry clothes because I was watching them. I was sitting there for a little minute, and I ended up going to another store. Like these 3 stores that I'm saying, like I sold the 3 stores already, but I went to a store last, and I was back. I was back at the washing machine that was right beside the Circle K. And then when I was at the Circle K, I was seeing a lot of police and stuff going through. And I was wondering, I was like, a lot of stuff goes on in Aiken to where like you could like, okay, it's the police or whatever. But I didn't know that it was my house. My girlfriend at the time she didn't have service. She didn't have service on her phone, so she couldn't call me to let me know anything that was going on. So she just
planned it.
911. So when I came back to the house, before I got on my road, I seen a police truck with a drone out, and then that's when I started speeding up because I was like, it's something going down like close to my house. When I got turned on my road, I seen a whole bunch of police like right at my house. So that's when I heard of it. And I got to the house and I was like, what's going on? I thought my girlfriend was in labor because she was supposed to have a baby. You know what I'm saying? Soon. So she ended up having a child that same night on July 1st. But she came up crying to me saying my JAVEAYAH missing. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I kind of freaked out. And
really, because the prosecutors are alleging that they planned to call 911. I think it would be after she gave birth. Why? Because they knew once Michaela gave birth to the new baby, all of the family would want pictures, they'd want videos, they'd want to come visit, all of that. And they're like, oh crap, we're going to have to, let's just wait till I give birth so that in case I get arrested, I'm not going, this is not
don't know why, y'all. I don't know why it's stalling. We may have to conclude this live because I don't like this. I don't like this. Damn. Let me see. Let me come back in. Let me come back in. Oh, it's the weather. It's the weather. It keeps on taking me out of here. Please bear with us. It's the weather. However, I would like Frida, if you have any information that's, coming out in the area, feel free to reach out to us or anybody that's in the immediate vicinity, of YouTube and the sound of my voice. Email me, COME, the number 2, TREEZUS, come to treezus at gmail.com. Because I know that when you are in a small town like Aiken, seems like a very close-knit community. Shout out to Aiken for banding together, black, white, and yellow, to come together for JAVEAYAH Harris, to find her. When I saw the press conference and how the sheriff was tearing up, just the notion, because he has grandchildren, and so often that we are dehumanized and seen less than, and for this community to come together and it not being a white child, I was very impressed by this. I was very impressed by this. So my heart goes out to the community because I know that they are going to be deeply affected by this tragedy that basically could have been prevented. It seems as if that JAVEAYAH had a great family, right? So if she was overwhelmed at any time by being, so pregnant, and if the baby was a problem, I'm sure that there were her village could have helped her, but instead she took this baby away from us, you know, uh, and it is a tragedy. It shouldn't have happened. Um, and so we're going to be covering this story again with Nolan Wells. I'm going to backtrack to Nolan, right? And we're going to talk about how this came because, as I said before, because we was having inclement weather, right? As we still are, and that's why we're struggle streaming. So people who is catching the replay of this, please, don't be too critical because we're just doing the best with what we have. And so, I mean, I'm sure people are going to complain about it, but hey, what can you do? But like I said, like Frida said, I could have been talking about anything, but I chose to talk about this because it does need to be covered. It needs to be covered. Her memory and her ongoing investigation needs to be covered to bring awareness to anybody else who may be overwhelmed, who's a young parent, older parent, whatever. You can always drop the baby off to a church, a firehouse, a hospital, anywhere. If you are feeling overwhelmed or you're having a mental breakdown, you don't have to take the baby from this side of creation, y'all. And I just think that, this community is going to need some counseling, to just think, and the details of the case is coming out. And this is very horrific that she would do something and she was entrusted to protect this child. And, we want to be outraged about other things, right? We want to be outraged about other things, but this is a problem that's ongoing. This is not the first case that we heard about somebody taking a baby away with abuse. And we do know that mental health is a real thing. However, you don't have to stay sick and suffering. That's a choice. And if so, if you are struggling with mental illness, you don't have to suffer from it. You can actually live with it and get the help that you need. However, this particular mother was about to have another baby. And that's what we have to think about now, is that the new baby is now going to be without parents. The baby is an orphan. And I'm sure she's going to be adopted into a loving home, possibly within her own family. I don't know. But it's a newborn baby that's out here that was born the time of the 911 call. And now she's without mother and father. Or he or she is without mother and father. And to think that this woman was going to possibly get away with it, and how I just keep on listening to these calls, because it's so contrived. Like, everything, like they practiced. This baby was missing for well over a month. Going on 2 months, this baby was missing. And because she was going to give birth to another baby, she knew, because according to these Facebook messages that Grizzly has shown us, they knew that the family was already going to be asking, where's the baby? And so that's the only reason why that they even called 911 at this particular time. Not that they were genuinely trying to find what happened to their baby, but because it was a production, and because they knew that, people were going to wonder why the baby is not there taking pictures with her little sister or little brother. So that is so alarming, the type of planning that went into covering this baby's deletion up, after the fact. Is very alarming that not one but two adults could do this and then try to cover it up, their own baby. So let me go to Nolan and talk about Nolan. If y'all did not know, Nolan body has been found, and it is no foul play right now. But like I said, kiss your kids. And if you are overwhelmed, see, Nolan was living in a place where I guess, they were affluent. They had their private boats, and they went off for a 4th of July celebration. I say it's a colonizer holiday, but hey, to each their own. They were celebrating 4th of July, nevertheless, at this private island in Mississippi. I can't see y'all comments, y'all, so I don't know if it's StreamYard. Okay. Yeah, okay, so y'all are commenting. Okay, now it's loading. You see? Thanks for covering this, Trees. We appreciate it. Well, I appreciate y'all for being here. And like I said, I know we were struggle streaming because of inclement weather and because of StreamYard, whatever the case may be. But we definitely want to do our due diligence and be thorough. If y'all have any information, y'all can contact me. The information is at the bottom of the screen in the green. And so we are looking forward to hear y'all feedback in the comments. But like I said, Nolan Wells is also a topic of discussion. We now know that his body has been found. When I first scheduled this live, his body was not found. And so the title was different. I had to change the title because he has been found. The sheriff, according to his friends that he was out on this excursion with, on this private island that you can only access via private boat. Take that downstairs. What you looking for, baby?
I just need a bag.
You're doing some arts and crafts. You need a bag for your arts and crafts. I don't have a bag. Oh, wait a minute. I have a bag with my Gatorades in it. Okay. I love you, baby. Give me a hug. Because this story is so sad. I just want to hug you and love you. Baby.
What did they do to that baby?
They unalived the baby. They beat her because she had an accident on herself. And she was 4 years old. You're 4 years older than her. And they took her life.
Just for an accident, they could have just cleaned her up and said it was all right.
I know. Like I do you, right, Mama?
Mm-hmm.
Kiss your kids, y'all. Kiss your kids. Okay. So, basically, yes, thank you, Lady Norcia. Thank you, mods. Thank you, chat. So basically that's what happened with Nolan. At this time, it's not too much information. I did play the altercation in which they had at the island. And like I said, there is conjecture. Instead of saying, why didn't his friends look after him? Why isn't his friends being held accountable? They all lawyered up now, which tells me, and they also on their social media, it is said that they have posted that please pray. Our parents is praying for us because something happened, you know. And so they have all deleted their social media before his body was found, which tells me that there is foul play. Okay. So, Sheriff, in this Nolan Ryan case, we are looking at you and we're going to keep our foot on y'all necks. Okay. We certainly are. We certainly are. It's also this one content creator. I want to play this for y'all. This one content creator, because that's how I found out about Nolan about 3-4 days ago. Okay. Okay. So let me go to this one content creator that first told us about Nolan Ryan, right? And so I said, okay, we're going to do Baby J and we're going to do Nolan because I already knew. Because once he posted that, I said, oh, yeah, Nolan is no longer with us. And I would wanted to pray for the best, but I already knew. Once I saw that picture and he was last seen in sunglasses and some blue swimming trunks. And yet then the friend said, oh, we don't know what happened to Nolan. Okay. We don't know what happened to Nolan. And remind us about the story about the lady who spent the night with her group of white friends. And I'm not bigoted, okay? I'm not. And I know that there are pink people out here that are not racist and who are allies and who have helped us along the way. However, there are some, more than not, who secretly hate us, okay? Okay? And I believe that Get Out is a true crime story, honestly. I think the movie Get Out is a true crime story. And so Nolan was an athlete. I forgot what sport he played. I don't know if he's a swimmer or what he plays, but it reminded me of the Metcalf case. Okay. It reminded me of the Metcalf case. And I hope they waterboard the parents until they say where he's buried. You know what? Until they say where she's buried at. Well, Judge, you must have came in late. We already know where the baby at. The baby was poured into a reservoir after her remains were attempted to be liquefied. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Judge. We played that part. You want me to play it again? Yeah, we played that part of the press conference. Where, yes. Mm-hmm. The parents liquefied, was poured into a reservoir. Yes. Mm-hmm. Trigger warning. Oh, shoot. I guess I was blocked by another content creator. We'll talk about that on station here. Let me see. I'm going to my DMs because I know I sent this to myself.
If you don't care about what happened to Nolan Xavier Wells because he doesn't look like you, would you feel differently about his friends minimizing his life if the victim looked like this, more like you? What if I told you that this is Nolan Wells's grandmother, which makes Nolan's mother half Asian and Nolan himself a quarter or an Asian person himself? And if you think that couldn't happen to me, that happened to Nolan because he's partially black. And I'm going to remind you of Nancy Ying, the 29-year-old special needs teacher from Alhambra, California, who went missing while she was on a yoga retreat on Lake Adelan, Guatemala, 3 years ago. But just like Nolan Wells put his trust into his white friends, thinking that they're just going out for a good time on the water, Nancy Yang also put her trust in her white friend, Christina Blazik, while going out on the water, thinking that they're about to have some fun. But just like Nolan Wells' white friends, who all claim that they don't know what happened to Nolan and just thought that he was on another boat, but then as soon as they got back, deleted all of their social media accounts, including Warren Hudson here, who up until 9:30 last night still had his profile up, but now is gone. And allegedly, at least 2 of them immediately lawyered up upon getting home. Christina Blazik, who had told officials in Guatemala that she did not see what happened to Nancy, whether she jumped in or fell into the water, as soon as she returned to the United States, deleted her socials, lawyered up, and her lawyer tried to claim that they were barely even friends.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I didn't realize that people who barely knew each other put their arms around each other's necks and then held each other's hands while taking photos together. Who, once she returned home to America through her lawyer, was like, no, I tried to save her. Oh, by the way, also Christina and the whole rest of the yoga retreat decided not to even remotely help find Nancy's body and then fled the country the next day before a police investigation could even be officially started. So not only if you care about community, should you also care about what happened to Nolan Wells, because this boy was also Asian. But if you only care about things that happen to people that look exactly like you, that's the problem. Because when we're fighting the same systems of oppression that places people of color systemically second class compared to the white counterparts, it bleeds into societal standards and even into interpersonal relationships. The effect is the same for all of us. And that is that our lives are not valued, which means that our lives are not safe. Demand justice and visibility.
Absolutely. Shout out to that content creator who is Asian, who is bringing awareness, because a lot of the Asian community, of course, are not our allies, right? So here is a friend of Nolan Wells. This is exclusive, you guys. Shout out to Nicole Everything. Okay, fair use, fair use, fair use. Yeah, this is a one-stop shop on these stories, you guys. So this is a friend of Nolan. Well, not a friend of Nolan, but a person who knows them. Here's the interview.
That friend group that he was with is known for, I don't know if I can say the substance, but they're known for doing a certain substance. And, you know, some of us who have spoke to Nolan prior to the island date, we know that they were known for doing that substance. Another thing that we believe is, what if they peer pressured him into doing something? And again, with the mixture of alcohol and...
This is allegedly, Leah. This is allegedly. And Jesus just giving us his synopsis of what he feels. So allegedly, Jesus, you got to remember when you're getting on these panels, you got to say allegedly, because somebody will try to wrap you up.
Allegedly, coming from his friend group that knows him very well. I'm talking about teammates that played with him, went to school with him, and folks that see him every weekend. Allegedly, we believe that maybe something just didn't go the way they wanted it to. Maybe they were trying to have a little bit too much fun, and it was just a mistake that they covered up. But I know for a fact that that friend group that they were with is known for a certain substance. So it does not surprise me whatsoever. And I'm almost certainly confident, allegedly, that there was that substance on that boat. I know we won't know till the body gets tested and all that, but, you know, it's what makes sense to me. I don't believe he tried to swim back to the island or anything like that. There's just a lot of things that doesn't make sense. Why did they leave him in the first place? Why didn't they make sure he had a ride home?
Yeah.
If that was me and my friend group that I typically hang out with, I mean, Nolan, yes, was in that, but if it was me and my 4 close friends, I'm not leaving that island until
And he came with them on the boat. You cannot leave the island unless you have a boat.
I don't know if I can say the substance.
But they couldn't find him.
They're known for doing a certain substance.
Okay.
And,
so shout out to that friend who gave it sound. Oh, y'all. This is tragic. We have yet another person of color who parents, probably thought that they was giving them a good upbringing. Here's another content creator on the Nolan Ryan situation. I mean, the Nolan Wells, sorry.
Here we are again, folks. And you know what I always say, those that do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Y'all remember what happened with this lady up here? This is Tamia Horsford, a 40-year-old mother in Forsyth, Georgia. She went to a sleepover with some football moms in 2018. And the next day, she was found dead, face down in the backyard of the very place where they were having the sleepover.
Yeah.
Nobody know nothing about what happened. And to this day, there has not been justice in this case. And those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat.
Doomed to repeat.
This young man right here is Nolan Wells, who unfortunately was found deceased just a little while ago. He went out to Horn Island
in Ocean Springs, Mississippi.
Mississippi, my God.
July the 4th excursion, and he didn't make it home. These guys brought his phone back to his mother and father, but they did not bring him back. So I say to you once again, because I just made this same video a few weeks ago when the Carmelo Anthony trial was going on.
Yeah.
Stop putting your kids in these situations where they are in danger. I know you feel like you're doing what's best for them. I know you feel like sending them to the white schools and putting them in these white neighborhoods and white enclaves and having all white friends. I know you feel like you're doing what is best for them, but you are putting your beautiful black babies in
danger. Yes, ma'am.
Tamia Horsford is gone. Nolan Wells.
And we're going to do a deep dive on Tamia Horseman, because I want to know. Yes, we are doomed to repeat if we don't learn. Absolutely. So we're going to conclude this live. I hope all hearts and minds are clear. Thank you guys for supporting. Is there any questions before we get out of here? Is there any questions? Because I think we were pretty thorough. Something is telling me to go back to Carlos King channel about this body, because I like his channel. And he was one of the most thorough. Him and Grizzly True Crime is one of the most thorough content creators that I've heard of. Trees, those girls, Isaiah and Lovable from Philly, both 22. Yes, Isaiah was a content creator. Yes, Judge. I talked about that a little bit on Station Head on a late night. Yes, Isaiah was an influencer that is no longer with us. I don't know her COD. But yeah, and then the other one, Bree, who was also in the friend group of Girl Lala, who was unalived by her abusive closeted boyfriend who believed that he was not gay. And Girl Lala was a T girl, and was unalived, okay? Pow by her boyfriend, and he was toxic, okay? Yes, it is epidemic going on. And so I shout out to the families and, that's going through this tragic loss. The Bree was coming from a mansion party that she had, I think, on the 4th. And, they were on live throwing money, and she got $100,000 on that party. And then it was a gas station fight that broke out that she had nothing to do with. They followed her car and shot it up. Yeah, that happened to Bree. So, my God, y'all stay safe out here. But something is telling me to go to Carlos King's channel, in which he had did on Nasiah. Not Nasiah, my goodness, Baby J, right? And so I want to go back there because something is telling me to go to his live that he not too long ago did. Okay. Before I wrap this up, y'all. Okay. And he got some good content over there. He really does. He really does. And he also talked about Nolan. We might want to take a look at that. The sheriff says it's no foul play. Since we're talking about Nolan, let's go to Nolan. Nolan Wells left my son at 4:30 p.m. That's not true. I don't believe that.
May have happened.
Authorities say Wells' friends left the island and he stayed behind and was supposed to take a different boat back to the mainland Saturday, but never did. After a desperate search, Wells' body was found off the shore Monday.
Teach people to be cautious. Right now, the autopsy report is still pending. The medical examiner at the Department of Public Safety handles that. Dr. Stacy Turner is a board-certified forensic pathologist, which means she's a doctor, an MD certified in forensics and pathology. And in my mind, probably the best medical examiner we've ever had in the state of Mississippi. She's been doing it a long time.
All right, what's up with the YouTube fam? I'm back again with another video right now. Look, I have another update, well, a couple of updates pertaining to Nolan Wells. But before we get into those, I do got to start it off the correct way by saying RIP to him. And I want to send my condolences out to his entire family and anybody out there that has a genuine love for him.
I concur.
So basically, you know, it's so many different things that are happening. And one thing that I do not like about all of this is the way that they are covering this case. It's got some type of undertone that I'm really not feeling.
The undertone.
And basically, they are sticking with their guns when they say that they believe that he did drown. Me personally, I feel that they should wait until they get some type of notifications from a medical examiner, a second opinion.
Absolutely. Because based off the friend we just listened to saying that there were substances on that boat, and he believed that they probably rugged him, and he became to the point where he was not coherent enough to do or be aware or to protect himself in certain situations, especially after the confrontation in which some of the audio people are speculating that it said, "Give me my phone," right? Even though you can't get service on that island, I believe it's premeditated what they was trying to do to him. I believe it was premeditated. They got in their damn feelings about their argument and took his phone because they knew what they were going to do. That's what I believe. But let's hear from Carlos.
Autopsy or something like that before they just say what they're saying. You know, it's kind of dismissive to the family because, you know, they possibly may feel something has happened that may be foul play. But I understand them also trying to keep the peace and calm people down and stuff like that. But I feel like it should be handled that way. Hey, we're investigating such and such and such. Now, they have stated that there is an ongoing investigation, and they are also asking for any pictures, videos, or any type of information that you can give them pertaining to a discrepancy or something like that, if there was one. Also, the judge that everyone is talking about, his mother, well, I say his mother, the mother of one of the little boys that was with him that day, she spoke out, and the commissioner spoke out too. And he had some interesting things to say that I wasn't really feeling. He's basically saying people need to stop making accusations. And he could have drowned because he knows those waters. Now, I'm going to let y'all see what they had to say about what's going on right now. They also have Nolan speaking after one of his games. And I'm just going to let y'all watch what they had to say about that so far. And then we're going to get back into the rest right after.
An urgent investigation to determine how 18-year-old Nolan Wells died on a boating trip with friends off the Mississippi Gulf Coast. As they await the results of the official autopsy, the Jackson County Sheriff's Office wants to hear from anyone who was on Horn Island over the 4th of July weekend.
I would urge anyone that had information or was on the island to let us interview you and take down as much information as we can to really piece together and figure out what may have happened.
Authorities say Wells' friends left the island and he stayed behind and was supposed to take a different boat back to the mainland Saturday, but never did. After a desperate search,
I don't believe
Wells' body was found off the shore Monday. Investigators say they have no information at this time to indicate a crime was committed. And this morning, for the first time, we're seeing and hearing from Wells, who spoke with our affiliate WLOX on the day he signed to play college football.
It's truly a blessing, you know, just being here with like some of my best friends, teammates, and we're all going to college together, most of us, so it's just truly a blessing to be here.
His high school coach saying Wells was much more than an outstanding football player and that he carried himself with humility, treated others with respect, worked hard, and led by example. The teenager's emotional family, desperate for answers. They've hired civil rights attorney Ben Crump, who says his team will conduct an independent investigation. And the family's new attorney, Ben Crump, says he will fight for the timely release of any records and witness accounts in this
case. So now that y'all seen that, now I told y'all the other day that they were doing an autopsy on him, and there was, you know, basically confirming if it was him or not, even though the mother already had did. So they did confirm this. They did say what they had to say about, you know, his dental records and stuff like that. Basically just 100% confirming it was him. I'm going to show y'all that video right here as well so y'all can check that out.
WLOX News now at midday. I'm Brady Gill. This morning we are continuing to push for answers on what happened to Nolan Wells. He's the teen after his body was found out on Horn Island. Today, an autopsy is being done at the Mississippi State Medical Examiner's Office Coast Crime Lab, and Will Polston is outside the lab now with what he knows. Will?
Well, good morning, Brandy. Good morning, everybody joining us. If you've been keeping up with us here at WLOX, you know the case and the story of Nolan Wells, who had disappeared back on July 4th, and then a body presumed to be him was discovered yesterday around 8:45 a.m. Here behind me in the forensics lab is where hopefully the family will get some new answers. While the family did take to social media and say that the body was Nolan Wells, the coroner, Jackson County, Bruce Lind, says he's waiting for the DNA results from this test that will come back and confirm whether or not it is him. Of course, there is a lot of speculation that it is him, and with the family confirming and Sheriff Ledbetter of Jackson County also saying that he matched the description. And now also, we're hoping that this, with the autopsy coming forward, now we don't know exactly when the results will come forward, but we do know that it was being conducted today. I was told this morning by Bruce Lind, the Jackson County coroner as well. So we're going to get some answers. The family's going to get some answers revealing the cause of death and the condition in which Nolan Wells was found as well. We got a chance to speak with multiple agencies, including the United Cajun Navy, just talking about the looming questions that still stand that will hopefully be answered by this autopsy.
That's the question everybody's asking. Truly, what happened? We're not law enforcement. We are a volunteer group that specializes in search and rescue, search and recovery. We leave the investigating to the law enforcement officers. And I think that's the question everybody has. Truly, what happened? All we know,
and nobody knows.
We're going to leave that investigation to law enforcement, and I hope they come up with a solution or come up with a storyline on exactly what happened to Nolan.
Now, this autopsy will determine the next steps in the investigation. Sheriff Ledbetter in Jackson County does say that the investigation is ongoing, and they've been interviewing multiple people who may know something and following multiple leads to find out what happened on the island on the day of July 4th. Live in Harrison County, Will Polson.
So that is going to conclude this live, you guys.
All right, well, thanks so much for that. We'll continue following that story. And happening right now, Jackson County authorities are seeking any pictures or video taken on Horn Island this weekend that could help answer questions about what happened to Nolan Wells. The Jackson County coroner says it could be a couple of weeks before we know the cause of death of the 18-year-old. The coroner says dental records confirmed today the body recovered Monday off Horn Island is Wells, but results from the tests done during today's autopsy by the state medical examiner will take many days to come back. Wells was reported missing after visiting Horn Island with a group of friends on the 4th of July. His family is now grieving their beloved son and a life gone too soon. Brandy McGill shows us how Nolan Wells is being remembered.
Who was Nolan Wells, the 18-year-old that went missing on 4th of July out at Horn Island? Well, he was a 2025 graduate here at Ocean Springs High School, a multi-sports athlete who more so dominated the football field as a Greyhound, who went on to play at the collegiate level at Southwest Mississippi Community College. Well, his disappearance and now apparent death has sparked pain and hurt across South Mississippi, causing many to take to social media. The search for 18-year-old Nolan Wells went on for more than 40 hours, and his mother has not been silent since, thanking everyone for their support, love, and resources during this difficult time on social media. Nolan's mom also asking the public to respect their privacy and allow them to grieve. All this after her son was last seen July 4th around 3 p.m. on Horn Island. Nolan spent countless Friday nights on the field at Ocean Springs High School where family, friends, and community members all cheered him on. And just like on game nights, the community is still supporting Nolan and standing in solidarity with his family. Comments like these have been flooding the internet, many sharing love and prayers. One reading, sending you and your family a virtual hug. There are no words. And another reading, we stand with you, praying for a thorough investigation and peace. Both Ocean Springs School District and Southwest Mississippi Community College have also expressed their deepest condolences. The college is even offering resources like professional counselors and local ministers to assist teammates and friends as they return to campus. Now, this is a tragic situation, and do understand there's far more questions than answers right now. But as law enforcement has stated, this is an ongoing investigation.
All right, now that y'all seen that part, you know, it's just sad, bro. Just keep on talking about it. It just makes me more and more frustrated and sad at the same time. Now, the commissioner, he said that he's a scuba diver. He's been doing it for years and stuff like that. He knows those waters are all over the place. They can be this tall 1 minute, they can be 20 feet in 1 minute, and just a lot of different things that are dismissive as well, too, you know. Now, I think he's more so mad at the internet because they are spending 1 million narratives, but at the same time, if we're not getting answers, what do people expect people to do? I'm not doing that. I'm just giving y'all what they give us and just giving my thoughts and opinions on that. But, you know, I think it's very, very distasteful to play with someone's life like that. What they're doing with him, saying he may have taken something or some weird shit like that. We don't know. So let's just hold off on that, because you got to realize that the mother is actively looking at everything online. And she also wants people to stop believing everything that they're seeing. We're going to talk about that too in just a second, but this is the commissioner saying what he had to say about this whole situation. Now, let me know how y'all feel about what he's saying, his tone and things like that. Now, let's get into that.
What can you tell us? There is a ton of online speculation, whether it's on Facebook pages, on X, on Instagram. There are a lot of people that kind of act like they have information that they don't necessarily have any information, or at least not any that's credible, that's been vetted. What can you tell us at this point?
Well, Richard, let me first send my condolences to the family. I don't know them personally, but I have a lot of friends that have relationships with them and know them. And you know, I can't imagine what they're going through. I've got a senior that just graduated from Gulfport High. He's 18. He and his friends remind me a lot of Nolan and his friends. And they go out, they hang out, they do a lot of things together. So my heart
getting upset. No, had this been a different color boy, we would not be having this conversation. They would not be taking their evasive responses as anything of relevance. They would not be oh yeah, we don't know what happened, and accepting that. And now they got lawyers. If you didn't do anything wrong and this was a truly accidental situation, why do you need a lawyer? The post that was taken down off of social media after they all deleted almost simultaneously their social medias, saying that pray for our parents, because it was almost like an admission of guilt. Okay. And for this to even be a thing or acceptable, that, oh, we just don't know what happened to Nolan. Y'all did something to him, most likely beat him, and then pushed him out into the elements, is what I believe happened. Okay. That's what I believe. Now, the autopsy will have more details, as if was there substances, alcohol contributions, whatever. But the fact of the matter still remains is that they had his phone and went on about their day. Oh, we don't know what happened. We're going back to our lives. And then posted to social media some incriminatory, cryptic messages that really kind of speaks to their culpability in this whole situation. I'm not buying it. I call BS. And then, as if him being unalived was not enough, while in the presence of his friends, they're also saying, well, how was he behaving? Why wasn't he on the boat? Was he drinking? Was he confrontational? Was he this? Was he that? Why does that even matter? How is that even a talking point? To allude to maybe he, was at fault for his own disappearance. My God. Anyway, you guys, this is going to conclude this live. We're going to stay on these cases. Thank you guys for the support, and I appreciate you guys so much. Of course, we're moving into another dimension of content, and so we're going to start from the ground up, of course, because we know that this type of story is not going to get the type of participation as we would see with the messy stuff, but we're still going to keep full speed ahead on these stories, and we're going to work our way up from the ground up. Thank you. And you guys, I bet you guys do. And I'm just interested to see all of the people who want to chime in on these stories. Thank you. And if you have any information, please email me in the Gmail at the below in the green. Thank you, at the bottom of the screen right here. It's right there in that ticker tape. Okay, thank you. Have a blessed day. Bye. Good morning and good night. And this has been Trees.